Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and the weekly recap series. In this video, I'll break down all the trades from the past week. I'll walk you through my thought process, the strategies I used, and how I managed each trade, whether it ended in a win or a loss. Let's dive in. For my first trade, I identified a clear ascending channel with price steadily respecting the trend lines. As the price reached the upper boundary of the channel, I spotted a strong resistance level just above it. My plan was to short gold from this resistance zone, expecting a rejection and a move back to the lower channel line. I waited for the breakout to happen, and once it did, I patiently waited for a small retracement. Finally, the price came back to the trend line and got rejected, which was my signal to enter a short position. However, the trade didn't go as planned. Instead of continuing down after the rejection, the price broke slightly higher, hitting my stop loss for a 10-pip loss. Losses like these are part of the trading journey, but what matters is sticking to your risk management rules and maintaining discipline. It's all about staying focused and following the process, no matter the outcome. Moving on to the next trade. After the first loss, I noticed that the price formed a stronger support level and started showing signs of exhaustion, with bullish candles forming. This confirmed my bias for a potential reversal, so I decided to take a quick scalping entry. This time, my entry was better aligned with the support zone, and the price reacted as expected. I closed the trade with a 20-pip gain, recovering the earlier loss and moving into profit for the day. It's a great reminder that persistence, patience, and a clear strategy can turn things around in your favor. My final trade for the day was definitely the highlight. I spotted a clear ascending channel, and the price was steadily respecting those trend lines. I was patient, waiting for the pattern to break, and when a bearish candle appeared, I knew it was time to act. I saw the opportunity to ride the momentum and entered a sell position with a larger target, aiming for a 90-pip move. The price moved in my favor, and I managed the trade by trailing my stop loss as it progressed. This way, I was able to capture the full move while making sure I didn't get caught by any reversals. On Monday, I took 3 trades. The first one was a small loss, but no worries, it happens. The second trade was a moderate win, and the third one, a big winner, netting me a total of 100 pips for the day. The key takeaways from today's trades are simple. Stay patient, manage your risk effectively, and always take the time to analyze market conditions before making your next move. That's how you stay consistent and profitable in this game. Let's move on to Tuesday. I took 2 trades, and the first one was a bit of a setback. I found a perfect triangle pattern and waited for the price to break and close below the support zone. Everything looked good, so I entered the trade with a larger stop loss to give it some room to breathe. Unfortunately, things didn't go as planned. It turned into a false breakout, and the price reversed, hitting my stop loss. I ended up with a minus 75 pip loss on that trade. It's a big stop loss, but sometimes that's just part of the game. Even though the trade didn't work out, it's a valuable lesson in risk management. Not every trade will go your way, but the key is to stick to your plan, manage risk, and stay disciplined. That's how you stay in the game for the long run. Now, moving on to the second trade of the day. After the first trade didn't go as planned, I focused on identifying a fresh opportunity. Let's see how this one played out. In this trade, I identified a clear channel pattern forming near a support zone. I decided to wait patiently for both the channel pattern and the support zone to break. As expected, the price broke below, confirming my setup. I entered a short trade and placed my stop loss just above the momentum candle to manage the risk effectively. From there, I waited patiently for my target as the price slowly started falling. Eventually, it hit my target, and I secured a 100-pip gain on this trade. Even though the first trade didn't go as planned, this second trade worked out perfectly. It not only moved in my direction, but also helped recover the big loss from earlier in the day, leaving me with a net profit of 25 pips for Tuesday. The lesson here is to stay disciplined, trust your strategy, and not let one bad trade impact your mindset for the rest of the day. A strong setup can always turn things around. Let's move on to Wednesday's trades. I took a total of 3 trades today, and the first one was a solid win. Let's break it down. For the first trade, I waited nearly half a day for the right setup. The price was playing within my pattern, and then I noticed a clear rejection at the support zone and my trend line. That gave me the confidence to enter the trade. I decided to enter with a tighter stop loss just below the support zone, keeping my risk under control. Thankfully, the price moved in my favor, and I hit my target of 40 pips. It's always rewarding when a trade plays out as expected. The key takeaway from this trade is patience. Sometimes the market takes its time, but waiting for the perfect setup is crucial to staying on the right track. After the price broke my pattern, I noticed some weakness, and I thought it might be a fake breakout. Based on that, I decided to enter a buy position, thinking the price would reverse and go back up. Unfortunately, the market had other plans. The price continued to fall, and my stop loss was hit, resulting in a minus 20 pip loss. It's always tough when things don't go as expected, but it's a reminder that fake breakouts can happen, and we have to stick to our risk management. Let's move on to the third trade of the day. This one was the highlight of my Wednesday and completely turned things around. After my second stop loss was hit, I stayed focused because I've been waiting for this pattern to form for almost 3 days. Patterns in the market don't always look like they do in the books, and identifying the right ones can be challenging. But with practice, it becomes easier, just like this setup. Coming back to the trade. After I entered, the price started consolidating, not moving much initially. But then, out of nowhere, it took off like a rocket. A single 15-minute candle hit my target, giving me a massive 210 pip win. This trade alone made my day, and with it, my total profit for Wednesday came to 230 pips. The key takeaway here is patience and persistence. Big moves like this don't happen every day, but when they do, they can completely change your trading session. Stick to your analysis and trust your setups. Let's move on to Thursday's trades. On this day, I took 2 trades. Let's start with the first one, which was a great example of patience and learning from past mistakes. For this trade, I identified a perfect triangle pattern, one that looks straight out of a textbook. However, based on what I learned earlier this week about fake breakouts, I knew I had to be cautious. Initially, the price broke down, but I didn't jump in right away. I waited patiently for confirmation. Even though it showed a clear break with a bearish candle, it turned out to be a fake breakout. It didn't confirm the move. After the fake breakout, the price reversed, moved back to the upper trend line, and eventually broke through it. This time, with proper confirmation, I entered the trade with full confidence. The price started moving in my direction, and I managed the trade by trailing my stop loss. In the end, I closed the trade with a profit of 120 pips. It felt great to see patience and discipline paying off. The takeaway here is to stay patient and wait for clear confirmations, especially when dealing with breakouts. Learning from past mistakes can turn your trades around. Now, let's move on to the second trade of Thursday. This one was absolutely incredible and made my day. After the price reached the resistance zone, it started consolidating and formed a clear channel pattern. I stayed patient, waiting for the channel to break, and then confirmed the move with a clear rejection of the resistance zone. Once the channel broke, I waited for a small retracement before entering the trade with a tight stop loss. As the trade progressed, I trailed my stop loss to secure profits. The price moved like a massive waterfall, and I captured an incredible win of 250 pips. This trade, combined with the first one, brought my total for Thursday to 370 pips, marking my biggest profit day of the month. The key takeaway from this trade is the importance of patience, confirmation, and managing trades with tight stop losses and trailing strategies. It's all about staying disciplined and letting the market reward you. Let's move on to Friday's trades. On this day, I kept it simple and took a single trade, focusing on quality over quantity. For this trade, I patiently waited for the price to reach the resistance zone. Once it did, I looked for confirmation before making my move. After the price showed some weakness at the resistance, I entered a sell position with my stop loss placed just above the zone to manage my risk. The market went into a full consolidation phase for a while, but eventually it started moving down toward my target. It was a slow process, but I stayed patient, and the trade ended with a 50 pip profit. The takeaway here is that not every trade will be fast-moving or flashy. Sometimes patience and proper execution can lead to consistent profits, even in slower markets. And that's it for this week's trading journey. To summarize, I took several trades across the week, each with its own set of challenges and lessons. Through patience, discipline, and sticking to my strategy, I managed to secure a total of 775 pips for the week. It's been an incredible week of growth, learning, and, of course, profits. Remember, trading is all about consistency and staying true to your plan. Losses will happen, but with the right mindset, you can always turn things around. If you enjoyed this week's recap, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any future updates. Thank you for your support, and I'll see you in the next video.